Chapter 39. Mia was taken aback in astonishment and bewilderment. She didn't expect Harold to be so well connected in Orris Hill. He was so much more reliable as compared to Alex. She contemplated that it would be more convenient for her to get close to Harold for her daily routine. The man in a black suit escorted the group respectful to the door of the Diamond Suite. He took out a bill, handed it to Alex directly, and said softly, "Sir, please sign here." The Diamond Suite was specially reserved for Alex and his signature was needed for confirmation. Alex smiled and took the pen and paper, but before he could sign his name, Harold's loud shriek echoed. "Damn it! Put the pen down." Harold marched forward with a gloomy face. He snatched the pen and paper from Alex's hands, signed his name quickly, and yelled at Alex, "You shameless rat! Do you really have no fucking idea who reserved the room? Who do you think you are to sign your name here?" The man in black was taken aback by Harold's abrupt and rude interference. He looked at Alex and gave him a questioning look as if to ask him if he needed help to teach the bastard a lesson right there. Alex shook his head lightly. "Never mind, let him sign it if he wants to sign it so badly." Alex didn't want to turn the situation awkward in front of Mia. She was his wife's best friend, after all. Then, they entered the room and everyone took a seat. Harold ushered Mia to sit in the main position of the table, while Alex sat alone in the corner. Mia was the only one who spoke to him from time to time. Soon, exquisite dishes and wine were presented by the waiters one course at a time. All the dishes used very fine and luxurious quality ingredients. Even the top-quality abalone and the Australian lobster could only be served as side dishes. Even the wine was a century-old fine wine worth $200,000 a bottle. Coming from a wealthy family, Mia was shocked by the extravagant spread of the meal. Daniel said with an envious sigh, "Harold, how much is your budget for the meal?" Harold replied pompously, $500,000. Daniel gaped in surprise. "Are you sure? This is not your usual price range, even the bottles of wine alone exceed your budget." Harold had a casual smile on his face, but inside, his heart was thumping nervously. He suddenly felt something was amiss. As he recalled how the man in black treated him outside the room, he couldn't help but wonder if Don Stephen was giving him special treatment. But he didn't even know him. Mia's beautiful eyes flickered in awe. She glanced at Harold and said, "Thank you, Harold." Harold's confused thought was wiped away by the warmth Mia's words brought him. He smiled widely and said, "You're welcome, it's my pleasure." Then, he turned to Alex and asked with a coy smile, "Alex, I bet you've never eaten such good food in your life, right?" Alex smirked sarcastically. "Who gave you the confidence to be so cocky?" Harold growled in disdain, "You have the honor of dining with me and your filthy mouth is still so stubborn. Damn it, I dare you, if you've ever eaten such fine food in the past, you can make my head a ball and kick it." Alex simply smiled. The days he lived when he was a child were so extravagant that ordinary people couldn't even imagine. In the Anderson family, these dishes were just meals for the servants. Looking at Alex's arrogance, Olivia huffed indignantly. "Alex, what is that attitude, you loser? Believe it or not, I'll kick you out of the room now. We're giving you a free meal and is this how you treat us? You fucking loser." However, right at this moment, the door of the suite was kicked open harshly and a hoarse and fierce voice resonated through the suite. "Where did you idiots come from? Who the hell let you in this room?" Suddenly, a pudgy man stood at the door. He was in a blackberry suit with a big gold chain around his neck and he had a centipede-like scar on his face that spread from the corner of his eyes to his chin. The man grabbed the bill in one hand and a bat in the other, his face as fierce as a lion's. Immediately after that, a dozen burly men with scarred tattoos barged into the room and lined up next to him, surrounding the table. Everyone was extremely startled by the scene. What was going on? The leader was Alfred the Bear. He was Don Stephen's right-hand man. He had worked for Don Stephen in his early years and had earned an infamous reputation in Orris Hill. Don Stephen had informed him today that the diamond suite was specially reserved for the extremely noble Mr. Anderson and made sure he made the proper arrangements for him. Yet, when he inspected the guests of the suites, he found out that a bugger named Harold Richard had signed the bill for the diamond suite. He was very furious and scared when he discovered it. He was furious because of the DMN Harold who had come out of nowhere and occupied the suite he had prepared for the esteemed guest.